Welcome to the 2024-25 MSHSAA Basketball Instructional and Training Video number 1. I'm Kenny Seifert, the coordinator of basketball officiating. It is my pleasure to serve the game of basketball and work with the officiating community. In these videos, we will look at how the new rules or interpretations will impact how the game is officiated. I'm responsible for the script and the plays selected in these videos. Please note that no attempt is made to embarrass any institution, coach, student athlete, or official. These videos are being used for the purpose of making officiating better. The goal of this instructional video is to develop a style of officiating that will result in a consistent enforcement of the rules during the regular and postseason play. In addition, it is our hope that the coaches will utilize these videos as a tool to assist them in their teachings of the student athletes. It is all of the stakeholders' desire to have the same play officiated the same way, no matter what conference, league, geographic area of the state the game is located, or what time of the season the game is being played. Please remember that all of these videos, including the last couple of years, are available to you on the MSHSAA website. I hope that you will make it a habit to review these videos regularly and often. It is very important to begin this instructional video by acknowledging and congratulating all officials, mechanic clinicians, rules interpreters, and observers on a job well done last season. I want to personally thank the Basketball Video Committee for their time, compassion, and expertise in making these videos a possibility. Lastly, I would like to share with you some basketball officiating philosophy. While a thorough knowledge of the rules is important, it is not enough to guarantee the competency of an official. There are other attributes which are equally important. Officials must possess a combination of these if they are to fulfill their duties adequately. In addition to a complete mastery of the rules, officials must have a good knowledge of human nature and the ability to control situations as they arise. Officials must have a basketball sense which supersedes the technical application of the rules so that the game goes smoothly. Officials are expected to exercise good judgment in applying these rules. As we progress through the season, please keep this simple thought at the front of your officiating mind. Our call accuracy exponentially increases when we are in the right place at the right time to make the right call. In our video today, we are going to cover multiple plays coming from two disciplines, hand check body bumping and freedom of movement. But first, let's look at a play that involves a new rule change this year. As number 2 in white leaves the floor for his layup attempt, number 11 in black attempts to draw a charge. The airborne shooter slides around the defender and makes no contact. The defender fakes the contact by falling down. In previous years, this should have been called a technical foul on the player and would have counted towards the team foul count. Because of the severity of the penalty, officials were not blowing the whistle on this action, just like in this play. The rule has been changed to encourage officials to blow the whistle on this illegal action. The penalty for faking being fouled, otherwise known as flopping, is now a warning for the first violation and a team technical for any subsequent offenses. This allows officials to issue a warning before assessing a technical, and the technical will now be assessed to the team and not the player, lessening the severity of the penalty while still addressing the behavior. The game of basketball is predicated on freedom of movement. It is not legal to use hands on an opponent, which in any way inhibits the freedom of movement of the opponent or acts as an aid to a player in starting or stopping. This includes with the ball and without the ball. Also, it is not legal to extend the arms fully or partially in a position other than vertical so that freedom of movement of an opponent is hindered when contact with the arms occurs. As number 34 in white attempts to make a basket cut after passing the ball to her teammate in the high post area, number 33 in brown extends her arms, grabs and holds in her attempt to prevent her from making the basket cut. This is a typical freedom of movement foul and an outstanding job of officiating by the trail official. In addition to getting the call right, he stopped the clock, provided the appropriate signal for holding, and pointed to where the ball is to be inbounded based upon one of the 4 designated spot throw-ins. It is imperative to be aware of key players and what the opposition is trying to do. Number 10 in gold is being put at a complete disadvantage based upon the holding, grabbing, and hindering by number 3 in white of his ability to freely move on the court, to the point of his reaching out to the official, demonstrating with a nice hugging gesture just how frustrated he is with being defended this way. This is without a doubt a freedom of movement violation and needs a whistle. Number 33 in black should not be penalized for being tall and has the right to freely move unless a defender actually beats him to a spot. In this play, number 21 in white uses his arms and legs multiple times to grab, displace, wrap, and hold in his attempt to hinder number 33's ability to get to the post area on this out-of-bounds play. After the first two illegal acts were missed, the center official, who did not have much action in his primary area, was able to stay with the two players and finally had a much-needed whistle on this obvious holding foul. Anytime defenders extend their arms horizontally versus vertically, there should be alarm that there is potential for holding resulting in freedom of movement fouls. In this play, as number 1 in white is trying to get open for an inbounds pass on this full court pressure, number 2 in blue has her arms extended horizontally and is grabbing and holding the cutter and preventing her from getting open. Great call by the center official, as the trail official in this view has multiple players and matchups and cannot see everything. Again, be aware of the key players and what the opposition is trying to do. As long as the action is legal, there are no issues. Touching your opponent is legal. However, the constant touching when the ball has gone opposite is an indicator that illegal action could possibly occur. As number 23 in white sets up to cut off the double screen, number 21 in blue is already touching and grasping her uniform. As number 23 makes her cut, number 21 extends her arms horizontally, making contact which inhibits number 23's ability to cut off the screen. Outstanding call by the trail official, and perfect mechanics utilizing the three preliminaries by stopping the clock, showing the proper signal of the violation, and pointing at the designated spot throw-in. High school officiating at its best. Number 32 in white extends his arms horizontally and creates contact that impedes number 33 in blue's rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness. Impressive officiating by the trail official. He watches the play start, develop, and finish while creating a great sight line between the defenders in order to judge the degree of contact. He then backs away from the scores table to report the foul. Nice work. The first arm extension by number 1 in black was passed on as the trail official felt the minimal contact did not affect number 10's rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness. However, as the play continued, number 1's right arm extension into the torso of number 0 did indeed affect her rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness, and the trail official properly blew his whistle. Nice positioning to get a good look at the play, but he needs to stop the clock before showing his signal and then pointing where the throw-in spot location will be, or if we are shooting free throws. As number 3 in black uses a crossover dribble near the division line, number 11 in white lunges forward and extends his legs and hips. This body bump affected the rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness of the ball handler and was appropriately whistled a foul. The trail official was in very good position to get a good look at the play and appropriately stop the clock, along with backing up to get away from the scores table to report the foul. However, the appropriate signal for the foul and identifying where the designated throw-in spot location is part of the three preliminaries and needs to be displayed. A baseline drive by number 0 in red and an immediate two-hand extension by number 21 in white results in the ball handler being forced out of bounds. Did the contact affect her rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness? Absolutely it did, and the lead official, who is in great position, appropriately blows her whistle, stops the clock, and points to where the designated spot throw-in will be. However, she failed to identify the appropriate signal for the foul. With that said, I would be remiss if I didn't bring attention to the outstanding team officiating on this play. This was the 5th team foul for Team B. Notice the trail official immediately pointing towards and identifying who the shooter is, and the center official notifying the calling official on her way to the foul reporting area that we're shooting 2 free throws. Impressive. I really like the quality of officiating on this play. This is a bump foul. As number 20 in white pushes the ball down the floor, number 12 in blue has a slight bump that in the trail official's opinion did not affect her rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness enough. Then we have another bump close to the sideline that again The trail official did not think affected her rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness enough. Finally, we have a foul, as number 12 does create too much contact by reaching in with her right arm, and this time the contact did affect the rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness. It takes whistle discipline and tremendous judgment to get plays like this right, and is much easier when the official lets the plays start, develop, and finish. On top of that, he stopped the clock, showed the correct signal for the violation, pointed to the designated throw-in spot location, and calmly backed away from the scores table to report the foul. Textbook. Too much body contact by number 15 in white as he lunges towards number 10 in blue while dribbling the ball. This illegal body bump contact affected his rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness, and was appropriately whistled by the trail official, who was in great position, stopped the clock, showed the proper signal, and pointed to the designated throw-in spot. Another example of being in the right place at the right time to make the right call. The next two clips should serve as a reminder of the beauty of high school sports. When not one, not two, but three players reach out to help their opponent off the floor, it represents what sportsmanship is all about. Focus on the reaction and jubilation from the cheerleaders after the three-point made basket. That is pure joy and shines a bright light on the best of high school sports. I hope you find this first instructional video on freedom of movement and hand-check body bumping to be informative and helpful. Officials, do not hesitate to blow the whistle on illegal actions that places the opponent at a disadvantage. At the same time, always remember why we do what we do and how fortunate we are to be part of such a good thing. Good luck with the beginning of the season.